Szevasztok, meg is érkeztünk az utolsó nyári game show-val, ami elméletileg az utolsó game show lesz, bár ne legyünk előre a meze bőrére, úgymond. Az FGS Best of, valamiben a lényegében az eddig eltelt pár napnak az összességét fogjuk látni, legalábbis ami a feature képességhez volt köthető, és egyéb pár izgi játékot fogunk majd még látni, ha minden igaz, amivel lényegében le is lesz zárva szinte az egész idei Gamescom. Nagyon halk vagy, órám.
My name is Jules Gill, and the rest of the FGS team is scurrying around the show floor as we speak to bring you some exclusive content that you'll see over the next hour or so. I'm talking hands-on time with games that you just
órás adás lesz, nem is lesz olyan hosszú.
Silk Song and Lego Batman, as well as games that you just need to know more about. And we've got exclusive developer interviews and some secret and special content planned along the way as well. In fact, why don't we kick things off with something very special indeed?
Resident Evil, oké. Nem olyan jól, éjszakára nyitva maradt az ablak, reggel nem tudtam kikelni akkor én rendesen már úgy alszok, hogy póló, rövid gatya és takaró. És nem csukom az ablakot, mert nincs az az Isten.
Depending on how much time you spend noping out and standing in the safety of the opening room, begins with new protagonist Grace Ashcroft strapped to a hospital bed, upside down, and clearly not here of her own free will. Grace is a new character in the Resident Evil franchise, and unlike Leon Kennedy, Jill Valentine, or Ethan Winters, approaches the situations she finds herself in with a sense of trepidation. She's cautious, and thanks to her work as an FBI agent, leans on her skills of deduction and analysis rather than weapon handling. She can even trip and fall while running in certain panicked situations, if you're playing in third person, which definitely helps give you the feeling that you, as a player, and Grace are both feeling the same things as you play through, and that feeling is terrified. Continuing out of the room you wake up in and through the only open door, you move into the hospital corridors in a search of a way out. It's here that the graphic fidelity really shines. This footage is captured on PlayStation 5, and the lighting and atmosphere is the best I've seen in a game in this generation. The sound design is also on point, from Grace's breathing to the dull hum of the hospital strip lights struggling to spark into life after you flick the switch.
Nagyon kíváncsi leszek, mert régen horroroztam egyébként.
Puzzle, a locked door that needs a key. Finding this key and opening the door will get you a lighter, which Grace can use to navigate through the pitch black rooms of the hospital ward. And this game is dark, intentionally so. There were periods where without the lighter, you can't see
pitch black, semmit nem látszott a háttérben. És nézem a másik képernyőt is, hogy sem. Ami máshogy van, máshogy kontrasztolva.
Creeping around another room to find the next item, a screwdriver, I get a first look at the game's monster. Much like Resi 3's Nemesis, this creature is big, slow, and ever-present, in this section of the game at least. But unlike Nemesis, it has a serious weakness. Light. Disappearing into the ceiling, you're left alone to complete the puzzle, but with the feeling that the monster could return at any time.
Kívánom egyébként, ahogy ott a haját megvilágítja a kis lighter, a kis gyújtó. Baromi jól néz ki.
Sections where it all goes quiet that the tension really ramps up, because you know it's just waiting for the right moment to burst through a door or drop down through a hole. The demo ends with Grace escaping into another part of the hospital, with the monster in hot pursuit. It's not going to be the last time we see these two running around dark corridors together, that's for sure. And it wasn't mine either. I instantly went back to play it all again in third person. An option you can choose at any point in the game by accessing the menu and changing the camera setting. I guess it just means I'll be playing the game through twice when it launches on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC on February 27, 2026.
Tök más élményekkel fogsz találkozni.
That was Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Up next, Nathan is going to summarize everything that you potentially missed in opening night live in just 2 minutes.
Wow!
Gamescom 2025's opening night live, hosted by Sir Jeff of Keighley, kicked off with a world premiere of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, unveiling a campaign, co-op story mode, and a fresh PvE endgame mode. It's slated for release on November 14th. Capcom followed with a chilling new look at Resident Evil 9 Requiem, where a phone call leads to a power cut, which leads to a robed man recreating his favourite moment from Manhunt. Oh, we're gonna get demonetized. Blood that. Thank you. Not long to wait until this entry launches though. It comes out on the 27th of February next year. Onimusha Way of the Sword gave us another look at the revived samurai-style strategic combat, and Hollow Knight Silk Song was once again delayed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. 2025 release date was confirmed, and we were treated to some new footage, so it's all good. Other standouts included Silent Hill F, Ninja Gaiden 4, The Outer Worlds 2, Ghost of Yotai confirming a return of its co-op Legends multiplayer mode, and the reveal of a brand new game from the creator of Monkey Island, Death by Scrolling. Fallout Season 2 also teased its return, this time featuring New Vegas and a Deathclaw. Finally! But of course, Jeff always has one more thing up his sleeve, and this time it was a cinematic surprise in the form of a new Black Myth game to follow up 2024's Black Myth Wukong. Arguably the biggest surprise of the night though was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, an evolution of the series similar to the recent Skywalker saga that features an open world Gotham, an Arkham style combat overhaul, and a story that's set to incorporate key moments of Batman's cinematic history. Coming in 2026, it looks set to scratch that Arkham itch that your doctor says isn't a real medical condition. Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. But I tell you what, why don't we just cut to the chase and give you a hands-on with this bad boy? I'll pass over now to myself, live at the scene of the crime.
Oh, és még láttunk extra gameplayt is, nice.
LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight mixes the usual LEGO chaos with mechanics clearly inspired by the Arkham games, but the aspect of the game that really shines like a bat signal in the sky is the deep love for Batman's history. So I could tell you what I thought of this game, right, but who cares? I liked it, it's really good, you should play it. How about instead I take you on a tour of some of the best Batman references I spotted? You want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. I'm allergic to nuts.
The first thing I got to play was a section set in the open world of Gotham City, and what a beauty it was. Billboards for action news were plastered across buildings, identical to the ones in Batman 89. You can even see Vicky Vale and Alexander Knox are set to host GBC News, so we might see some more of them in the game too. On one rooftop I stumbled across a collectible rubber duck, which I'm pretty sure is a nod to the Penguin and his Duckmobile thing from Batman Returns. Speaking of Oswald Cobblepot, I also spotted a campaign poster that looked awfully similar to
úristen.
Then during a street fight I noticed posters warning of a cat burglar, hyping up Harvey Dent, promoting a quiz night hosted by everyone's least favourite trophy enthusiast, and even one poster advertising the services of a rat catcher. Yeah, you remember that guy? Then as the camera whipped round I caught a quick glance at some graffiti referencing the Court of Owls, the shadowy organisation who rule Gotham from the shadows and send the undead Talons to do their bidding. The next part of the demo though saw Batman and Gordon infiltrating Ace Chemicals to shut down the Red Hood gang, who were cooking up a new toxin to terrorise Gotham with. While the Red Hood has been a staple of Batman lore for a long time now, the Red Hood gang as a concept, and their leader being Red Hood 1, comes directly from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Zero Year, where the duo reimagined Batman's origin for the New 52 era. When Red Hood showed off his toxin, it was in a bottle labelled Smilex, the laugh-inducing chemical favoured by Jack Nicholson's Joker.
With the new secret ingredient, Smiley. What is it?
Then the demo's explosive finale leaned heavily into Batman 89, recreating several iconic lines and visuals in glorious LEGO form.
Nice.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
But my absolute favourite deep cut, well, had to be this one. I accidentally knocked a Red Hood goon into a chemical vat, and he yelled,
Oh no! It's boiling acid!
Exactly like the panicked bank guard at the beginning of Batman Forever.
Oh no! It's boiling acid! Oh no! It's boiling acid!
Saved.
So there you have it, a deep dive into the Easter eggs of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Trust me, this game is shaping up to be more fun than a bat credit card with no spending limit. and you can enjoy it when it releases in 2026.
Most néztem, hogy jobb volt.
That was Lego
Nice.
Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Up next, we are speaking to the one, the only, the legendary Randy Pitchford about Borderlands 4.
Cover good like Alexa, which is többi vendég.
I'm Randy Pitchford.
Hogy nem emlékszem, hogy hogy ment a dallam.
And I'm working on Borderlands 4. Borderlands, if you haven't heard about it, is fun. It's just, we sometimes don't care about the rules. We just care about joy, entertainment, surprise, delight, and just fun. And it's a shooter-looter. And it's not just a shooter-looter. We created the genre. And if you don't know what that is, it's sort of a blend between a first-person shooter and a role-playing game, where it's fun in the moment-to-moment, aiming and dodging and shooting and knocking targets down.
Kevés olyan játék van, ami ennél unszimpatikusabb egyébként. Csak mondom. Tehát az, hogy minden bőrt le akarunk húzni meg, hogy hát ha igazi nagy fanok vagytok, akkor kifizetetek a kurva sok pénzt egy játékért, meg nem, számomra, és szerintem nagyon sok más embernek is egyébként nem ér itt a Borderlands, hogy kurva sok pénzt kifizessen ezért. Tehát nem. Tehát annyira nem volt sosem jó. Szerintem nem volt annyira egy jó játék sosem a Borderlands, hogy... Nem mondom, hogy rossz volt. Szia Viki, hello Belu. Szóval nem mondom, hogy rossz játék volt a Borderlands, de nem volt olyan jó, hogy a AAA feletti mindenféle árat kifizessünk azért, hogy ugyanazt játsszuk negyedjére is. Csak egy másik világban, egy más karakterekkel, de szinte ugyanazok a képességekkel, fegyverekkel, stb. Nem. Nem. Mizu Viki, hogy vagy?
With each game we push boundaries and we can see those times we've gone too far.
Tehát ezt a rohanós, gránátos csávot is láttuk már az első részben is, szint, vagy másodikban.
The fact that we're now in our fourth iteration means we've seen the extents, we've seen the boundaries, we've seen when we push the pendulum too far in one direction, too far in the other direction, and we know where the bullseye is. And that's, I think, to the benefit of all the gamers.
Trailer, nice. Melyik adásban volt? Nem láttam.
One of the coolest things about Borderlands 4 is, I think technology, both our software technology and the hardware technology, has finally caught up to our ambition. In all of the previous Borderlands games, we've been constrained with load times.
Most hogy ezek az
Borderlands 4, the entire world is seamless. There's no load times. You can see a massive world, and you can explore that world, and you don't have to wait. With that comes
engem nagyon elidegenített bármilyen Borderlands médiumtól a kommunikációja a csapatnak. Vagy legalábbis nem az egész csapatnak, hanem a vezetőknek.
When you digistruct in one of your personal vehicles and you hop on that thing and you're hauling ass across the world for miles and miles and miles without a load time, you just feel awesome. The fact that you can feel that freedom and that joy, it's just a beautiful thing, and that's kind of what drives us. That's why we love pushing boundaries, and why I'm so grateful that technology finally has caught up to the ambition of Borderlands. Borderlands 4 is launching soon on September 12th. We're coming to Xbox, we're coming to PlayStation, we're coming to Windows PC.
Végre olyan a videójátékos technológia, hogy a Borderlands szintjére elért. Hát a kurva... Na, jó, nem.
Wishlist now, pre-order now, get it. There's lots of goodies for you if you pre-order, so jump in.
Nem. Nincs az az Isten. Ezzel még ingyen se játszanék, ha hozzám basznak se. Na, Viki, jókor jöttél. Sonic Racing-gel fognak játszani.
So I'm just going to say it. It's time we stopped pretending that Sonic racing games aren't top-tier contenders. All-Star Racing Transformed was an utter banger, and Crossworlds really does carry over that same vibe and confidence swagger.
Love and a Deep Space nyert. Sose hallottam róla.
A blast to play, especially on a stage that is as grand as this. Here we are on the Sonic Racing Crossworlds booth here at Gamescom, and we are about to play it live in front of this massive stage. It's going to be absolutely epic. Who do you think's going to win? It's going to be me. Got my big socks on. I've got my big socks on, mate. win. Plus, the level designs are absolutely brilliant. Stages can be altered by passing through track switch portals, which can turn a race through an ancient kingdom into a scramble across pools of lava while dragons blast you with fire. Power-ups are equally varied and feel hilarious or hilariously spiteful to use. Shredding an opponent with a buzzsaw or using a black hole to steal their coins is the type of mustache-twirling evil that even Dr. Robotnik would be proud of.
I want to thank Sega for this wonderful opportunity to play and win. It's quite nice to win.
Gutted. I'm gutted. I don't want to talk about it. Get that camera right back.
Plus, there were so many vehicles to customize and choose from, and a roster of races bigger than most fighting games. So it means that this content goldmine is just waiting to be explored. And yeah, I did come third. I don't want to talk about it.
De lenne az a seggemben tentacle. Nem. Discover something new. Ez is lehet, hogy nem tudom, ez melyik játék.
I'm Aaron. I work at Luna Software, and I'm an artist and designer working on a game called Routine. Routine is a 1980s vision of the future. It's a sci-fi horror game set on our moon. It's all about atmosphere, making people susceptible to any type of fear and scary thing we want to play with. And there's a lot of analog love and appreciation in it, from CRTs to just the grime of things, the weight and tactile nature of hardware and stuff like that.
Ez a retrofilmekre alapuló játék, legalábbis azt veszi inspirációnak.
Basically next to a VHS store. As a kid, I basically had full access to horror, all the horror I want. So I was watching Alien 2001, all that stuff, right? And the thing that really stuck with me was the tone and the atmosphere and just being lost in those worlds. And fast forward many, many years, I just really wanted to get stuck in. The moon was a very curious setting for me. I was just wanted to see what it'd be like to explore that area as if it was, you know, a piece of media from the 80s and what they thought the future would look like.
Ja, tehát az nagyon 80-as években inspirálódik, hogy mint hogyha 80-as években csináltak volna egy modern játékot. Ami érdekes koncepció, ez a kicsit ilyen horrorisztikus cucc.
And you essentially look around, explore, and uncover kind of like the very recent events.
Tényleg ez a liminálos stílus nagyon érződik bennem. Retro futurism horror. De amúgy ez olyan szép leírása, így van.
You have a tool which is a multi-purpose tool. We didn't want to create lots of different tools like weapons that had one function. It was the idea of creating a piece of hardware that felt like a piece of hardware. It would help you solve puzzles. It will help you save your data as you progress, or you'd have to find in-world projections.
Igen, ez tényleg érdekes. Így, hogy beszél egy csávóról, hogy mi voltak a... Mi volt az a koncepció ötlete, az egyre jobban tetszik amúgy.
You can save your data and so on. It can help defend yourself a little bit as well. So the cat is definitely something that you have to manage, like a lot of hardware from the 80s. És ez olyan tetszik, hogy real-time. Ugye előveszed és megcsinálod, amit szeretne rajta.
You can find batteries scattered throughout the world. As you've seen on the cat, it features a CRT. The CRT can be affected by like a magnetic field, for instance, and it will mess up the distortion and the convergence of things on the screen. So it's kind of like an environment hazard without hurting the player. The next thing I would say is the AI and how the player can kind of interact with them. So horror generally it can be split in two ways. You have horror that is more focused on combat, and horror that is strictly just there's no combat, it's more psychological. We kind of fit in the middle a little bit. Defense with the cat is kind of an option, but it won't give you a lot of power. It will help you evade, help you survive, but it's definitely not a weapon that you're gonna cause destruction with.
Jó volt, hogy beszartam volna, hogy játszottam már. Jaj. Kéne horror játszani amúgy néha.
Probably seen a few times in the trailer.
Nagyon elszoktam a horror zsarrától.
The one we're very happy showing, and it's intimidating. It's got some really interesting capabilities. In the latest trailer, we essentially hint at something that may be a little bit more intimidating as the game goes on, and I won't say too much more, but it's definitely something that we're keeping a bit closer. So Routine is going to be releasing on Steam and all Xbox platforms and Game Pass later this year.
Még idén jön a game, okay. Ja, még idén jön, és ez csak Xbox-ra és PC-re jön.
Next up, we are off to an undisclosed location to talk about the mysterious new project from Zaum Studios. That's right, it's time to talk about Zero Parades.
Brilliant. Relentless.
This is a very exciting time at our studio. We just announced Zero Parades, our new game at Opening Night Live. Zero Parades is an espionage CRPG that takes heavy inspiration from both espionage fiction and weird sci-fi. So it's a highly paranoia-drenched experience where you get to experience metaphysical horror and miracles. The protagonist of Zero Parades is a spy named Herschel. Herschel, at the end of the day, is not a pleasant person to be around. She's brilliant in her own way, but also deeply flawed, deeply weird, has her strange obsessions that kind of contradict whatever it is that she needs to accomplish as a spy in theater. All of the people in her life that have placed their trust in her have been burnt painfully and traumatically. And Herschel as well, you know, she's a deeply traumatized individual. What happens if the very people that you need to pull off your mission are the ones that you betrayed so horrendously in the recent past that they're either dead or completely unwilling to even speak with you? What happens if those are the people you're gonna need?
Fú, ez nagyon ilyen
We define ourselves as a
zsibasztós,
narrative-first
birizgálós
studio.
horror cucc
We're not
lesz.
in the business of making platformers or action games or strategy games. It just makes sense for us to kind of put story first and do what we know. So the story comes first and foremost, and cannot wait to share the story with the players. Thank you for being curious and excited about Zero Parades. Wishlist now on Steam is what the cool kids would say, I guess.
As the cool kids would say,
I, for one, cannot wait for this game to come out, and I love the fact that failure will allow me to carry forward in life rather than stopping me dead in my tracks, as it normally does. Up next, we're about to go back in time and catch up with all the things you may have missed from the Future Games show at Gamescom.
Hot on the heels of Opening Night Live, the Future Games show at Gamescom showcasing
ott volt az a karazós volt a izéken. 1348 ex voto.
many as Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid and Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. And while they both looked absolutely stunning, so too did the show's first world premiere, Hell Let Loose Vietnam, which is launching in 2026. Den of Wolves, a sci-fi heist experience made by the creator of Payday and Payday 2, made an attempt to steal the show shortly after, with its incredible style, impressive amount of prep work that teams can take part in, and absolutely wild gunplay.
Az egyik
And you can check out
post
the full new trailer on the FGS
a Future Games show-on.
And also looking to put their money where their mouth is were the creators of Skate, who talked about the heart and soul of this outstanding return to the franchise.
We are light years ahead of where we were in the previous games.
Hát igen, elég régen is volt. Kb. 10 éve. 12 éve volt a Skate 3.
Better and bigger than it's ever been. The world premiere of 1348 Ex Voto caused waves thanks to its intense action and superb voice acting.
Én ettől félek egy picit, hogy szépen néz ki, meg jó.
There's probably no hotter game on the horizon than Resident Evil Requiem.
De nem. Félek, hogy a hasonló játékoknak a sorsára fog jutni. Top 10 Hear Me Out.
待ち受けています。サバイバルホラーというゲームの性質上、グレースが立ち向かうクリーチャーの正体をここでお話しすることはできませんが、未知の脅威から生き残るゲーム体験を楽しんでいただけると嬉しいです。
Hellas gave us more to chew on thanks to its story-focused trailer, as did People Can Fly, who dropped a new release date for their upcoming survival and crafting title Lost Rift. You too can explore the unknown on September the 25th, later this year. Clowns, dreams and ghosts.
Olyan elborultnak tűnik egyébként, Jézusom.
The strange themes explored in upcoming existentialist shooter Dreams of Another. And then the oddity ramped up even further with Pizza Bandit, an intense
Ez meg a
action
másik
game
nagyon
in which
elborult
you look
cucc.
to claim bounties, defeat monsters and perfect recipes as you jump through different realities and timelines. Yes, I
Pizza menedzselős kod zombies körülbelül.
Saying that, there is one place that I don't actually
Servant of the Lake is egy... Szerintem ez amúgy Vikinek tetszett ez a game, legalábbis így art style-ilag. Ez a pizzás tetszik? Hát végül is. Yes, a BPM Bit Crash, ez is izginek tűnik. Már rajzolt? Nem, mert egy picit igen, amúgy. Olyan művészi játéknak tűnik, és azért inkább.
This game is not ready for my unhealthy love of grindcore. And also hitting the high notes was Hotel Barcelona, the newest project from both Suda51 and Swery, aka the minds behind Deadly Premonition and No More Heroes. As you might expect, the footage was unhinged, off the wall, and immediately went straight onto my wish list. Plus, by the way, stick around because we're later chatting to the one and only Suda51.
What the f*** are you doing? Can't you see I'm working here?
Later on in the show, making his triumphant return was Styx, who thanks to a new gameplay trailer showed off what this foul-mouthed goblin can really do in Styx Blades of Greed. This stealth action title with a liberal dose of magic and mind controlling is coming to consoles and PC in fall 2025. Now, if you ever wished your aerial dogfights had more literal dogs in them, then you must have loved seeing Wild Blue, a title that pays homage to the likes of Star Fox with a huge dose of 90s early morning TV charm. And if you wanted your bounty hunting to have more howdy partner, then you'd have been blown away by Bounty Star. Here you build and maintain a mech suit in the wildest of western settings, slinging guns and ticking off names on your revenge bucket list.
There you are. All better.
With its stunning graphics and intriguing approach to hacking and puzzle solving, Pragmata caught the world's attention when it was originally announced, so we were thrilled to chat with the team from Capcom
nem tűnt rossznak, de nem hiszem, hogy ki fogom próbálni, annyira nem tetszik.
One of the standout features of Pragmata is the combat system, in which both of
our players
together. Then I can hack enemies, which opens up their armor.
Nekem valahogy nem adja ez, hogy harc közben hackeljél, meg érdekes mechanika, de nekem annyira nem adja, hogy harc közben, meg bevajozás közben elkezdem hackelni őket az enemiket meg ilyenek.
The tone, the music, the fact that John Carpenter was directly involved in its making was amazing to see, and the fact that this is both a single and multiplayer experience, well, that's left us screaming for more. Now, if you want to see every game featured on the show, you can head to the FGS Steam page, and when you do so, you can send that Add to Wishlist button into oblivion as you add all these fantastic titles to your lineup. Now back to Nathan on the Gamescom show floor, who's what are you up to there, dude?
I'm about to head in there to get a hands-on demo with LEGO Voyagers and have a chat with the team behind it. So I tell you what, why
az a LEGO Voyagers, ez most melyik LEGO game? Igen, az olyan, mint a izéke a...
Hi, my name is Carsten Lund. I'm working on LEGO Voyagers at Lightbrick Studios. I was the creative director of the project. We're here at Gamescom, hanging out and showing it to the audience.
It Takes Two, meg ilyenek, tehát ez ilyen csak co-op
game. So if you haven't
heard
about LEGO Voyagers, it's a co-op game. It's a puzzle platformer, and it's about being a LEGO brick, which means that you get to play as a brick, tumble around in the environment, connect to studs wherever they're available, picking up other bricks and building with the bricks. So it's a very unique take on how you play with Lego actually in a digital sense. So getting this close to launch is super exciting. It was so glad to have the audience actually try and play this game, and watching them having fun, laughing and stuff is just a great feeling. We can't wait to show it to everyone and get it out there in the wild. What we are showing at this Gamescom Fun for Players is the introduction to the game and the sort of tutorials and stuff, and I can't wait to get them to actually play further in, where we start twisting the gameplay a little bit and give more interesting puzzles and stuff, and then narrative as well.
One Piece, Lego Piece.
Story about these two friends. They're just bricks hanging out, you know, and having fun.
Elég sok mindennek hívták
they really want to become astronauts, which a lot of bricks actually dream about being astronauts. Yeah, so if you love playing co-op games with a friend or with a parent or with a child, this game is totally for you. And if you love playing with bricks, just like you remember it as a kid, on the floor, placing them, this game is definitely also a thing to try. So LEGO Voyagers coming out September 15th on all consoles and PC. And if you have a friend and you already bought the game, the friend can download the Friends Pass.
Erre lettem volna kíváncsi, igen. Tehát elég egy embernek megvennie, és Friends Pass-szel lehet játszani. Ezt tudom.
Thank you very much to the developers over at LEGO Voyagers for that lovely chat. Up next, Amy has played Hollow Knight Silksong and she is absolutely positively desperate to tell you everything about it.
I'm acutely aware that a lot of people would sell their nan to play Hollow Knight Silksong, and so I've memorized every microscopic inch of what I played at the Xbox booth to spill the tea, or rather the juicy bug guts on what you can expect. First of all, we don't have exact B-roll for the demo I played, so everything you're seeing here is a combination of existing footage designed to illustrate my experience as accurately as we can. The demo was divided into two sections. The first was the Moss Grotto, a presumably early game location filled with lush vegetation and creeping vines that felt similar in vibe to Green Path in the original game. The enemies I found here were mostly crawling grubs and flying insects that aggressively descended on me like ballsy wasps at a picnic. The first boss I discovered, the Moss Mother, was a slightly larger version of these airborne pests and didn't give me too much trouble at all. At this early juncture, the platforming trials are also welcomingly simple, but one thing I did notice when leaping about is how much more agile Hornet feels in comparison to the Knight. She can grab onto ledges too, which feels like an inverted trustful because your brain wants to be like, I can't make that jump. You can, bro, she's got this. Her bind ability uses her threads to heal, and it charges with hits similarly to the first game. In terms of combat, she's equally as nimble, and you can get those needle attacks in there with absolute precision. Sticking them with the pointy end has never felt so graceful, like it's all one big sharp ballet. And if you played the original, you'll remember that Hornet is a pretty tough boss fight, so it does feel oddly empowering to be stepping into the tiny boots of something that previously handed your ass to you. My confidence didn't fare as well in the second area though, the deep docks. This is a kind of steampunky, giant mechanical furnace that you descend into, smashing switches, finding keys to release the mechanisms and gates, and getting totally lost in true Metroidvania fashion. Where is the flippin' cartographer? I met the Forge daughter, whose name implies she might be able to do some weapon upgrades later in the game. The enemies here were better armored and required a little more
Itt van ez egyébként, hogy ez olyan durva, hogy és ezt Viki ne sértés még rossz néven vedd. Ez általánosabban mondom, hogy vannak olyanok emberek, akik nem hallottak még erről, pedig már vagy 6 éve be volt jelentve egyébként, vagy már lassan 7. Meg olyan, tehát volt egy csatorna, ami vagy 1600 napon keresztül tett föl szinte minden nap videókat arról, hogy milyen update-ek vannak a játékkal kapcsolatban. Tehát valaki csak elépített a csatornát több száz, meg több ezer videóval. Ja, nem csak több száz videóval.
You know, you can't hog the most wishlisted game on Steam right now, can you? That's a proper jerk move. I'm just being considerate, yeah. Anyway, Team Cherry's engrossing Metroidvania experience has got its little insectoid pincers in me once again, and I can't wait to
Nem,
dive
egyáltalán
back
nem
in.
vagy, nem ezért mondom tényleg. Csak ezért durva, hogy ennyi sok idő eltelt, és úgy mond, nem hallottál róla.
Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian Thomas and I'm one of the lead community managers of Active Matter. Picture this, you're a lone operative sifting through the ruins of a world that was shattered by a quantum catastrophe. Mind-bending anomalies will twist gravity and space topology right before your very eyes. Dozens of players equipped with authentic modern weapons and military gear will clash over the sources of the substance that is known as active matter. The creatures you'll face have also been utterly consumed by the same substance. They can now dash, they can explode, they can fly, they can crawl, they can do all sorts of things, even wait for your lapse in judgment by standing still. Even your fellow operatives, though, aren't safe, because overexposure to that same substance can turn them into the very monsters.
De Bence ő ezt vénásra fogja szerintem magába tolni.
The laws of physics, but maintains the laws of ballistics. You'll wield real-world weapons, tactics, and gear, but apply them in places where gravity flips sideways, where bushes don't always stay still, and where enemies from other timelines will lurk inside the abandoned secret laboratories you'll find in your raids. My favorite part about active matter would have to be the ability to hard flank the enemy. And I'm not just talking about ordinary, typical, or standard flanking as you might expect. No. I'm talking about using strategies you simply don't see in other games. A new definition of flanking is created by active matter. No, the enemies are not just around the corner or popping out from behind you as standard flanking might imply. They're clutching on the side of the wall like a spider, or upside down on the ceiling, or tilted at some crazy 45-degree angle to get the perfect, but normally impossible, sightline on you. Experiments with the gravity anomalies, portals, and so much more you'll find to get to these hard-to-reach areas like the underside of a damn floating cargo ship. You can make it so you have a shot anywhere they try to hide, and they would never see it coming. It's multi-dimensional combat at its finest. Active matter is set in a shattered multiverse, where different timelines and parallel worlds are actually a core part of the gameplay and the story here. You'll see exactly what I mean when you try out the game for yourself. Do it alone or squad up. Play PvP, PvE, or even PvPvE game modes. Active Matter is a hardcore military shooter designed to challenge you, and also leave you craving a lot more, as it has done with me. Active Matter is already available for pre-order on PC for the closed version, which will be released on September 9th.
Érdekesnek tűnik, de én nem vagyok annyira oda az FPS gémeket. Egy régieket szerettem, de retro cuccokat, de sose voltam a... Szia Rozon, hello. Sose voltam oda az ilyen nagyon gyors, vagy fast-paced cuccért. Na, hol lett a mikrofon handle, ha? Most már csak ez maradt? A Rode kis fasz mikrofon? Ne, viccelek.
Bad stuff, you know, without
the
feeling of shame and paying $6 for a Diet Coke. I just want you to experience the best of the best. So that's what this is. I, Nathan Byrne, your humble presenter, have gone around all of Gamescom slapping stickers on the stuff that is the best. This is the best of Gamescom. That's for you, for one of the best things. Okay, cool.
Best cosplay.
Thank you very much. You are welcome. No worries. Right here, Josh, get in on the head. And I'd love to give the Baby Yoda one.
Nem mondd, hogy baby, Na, nem.
Can't put it on the armor because it will take the paint off. So you're just holding it. Thanks so much.
How many people do you think kept the stickers and how many do you think threw them away the second year?
Oh, I think everyone immediately threw them away.
Best nose. Best NPC on post. Yes. Best Batman, nice. Best Cuddler. Ezt láttam már többször is, ezt a kis figurát. Na, majd játszottad élete legjobb Rocket League meccsét? De miért?
Most realistically rendered nose I've ever seen, so I give that best up.
Azon a meccsen. Best MGS 3 remake. Hát csak egy van.
What a game. Can't be Metal Gear Solid 3. It's the best.
Do you hear me, Snake?
Best piece of machinery that can plow a field. Istenem.
Gamescom, you want to see a piece of machinery that can plow a field in 0 to 60 seconds. This bad boy's doing it.
That's the big one. Yes.
I'm gonna give all of these to Batman.
Best thing
I'm giving all of
ever.
them to Batman, Josh. Look, did you watch Jeff's show? Batman was amazing.
It was easily the best thing in the show.
You can't stop. I'm gonna give all of them to the big Batman because Batman. For some reason, SpongeBob's nose doesn't have the award on it anymore, so we're going back in his nose. Boom, best nose of Gamescom. Well done, SpongeBob.
Istenem, best sauce. Mustard! Az elég random. Best actors.
Great job. Best of Gamescom. Best facehugger of Gamescom. Well done. Okay, so to give you a bit of context here, myself and Josh from the FGS team queued for roughly 10 minutes to get into this Stranger Things haunted house experience.
Wow, nice.
So we get in,
Gigi.
spooky, and there's a big demogorgon, and then... Is that it? Best carriage of Gamescom. Yeah, this on there.
Szerintem ezt jövőre nem fogják nézni.
So everyone knows.
Csak egy kis halk megjegyzés.
Servant of the light. Look at this. Thank you so much. This is actually how I'm getting home. They're sending me back to Scotland in this, so. Do we press go? How do we move this? I've got to get back to Scotland like ASAP. I've got a dentist appointment, so if we could get moving, that would be great. There you have it, the best of Gamescom. So hopefully you feel like you've been now, and you didn't even have to wait 20 minutes to use the toilet. Lucky you. Next up, we've got something very special, an interview with the team behind Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Enjoy that.
Did my eyes deceive me? My name is Myhiro, and I am the director of
Myhiro.
Ivalice Chronicles. And then this is
Hogy
Yoko
mi a
Yamasan.
neve?
She is the co-director of the title. So in the original version, there was a coaching element. So when I played the original version and I experimented with coaching, I felt it was kind of a bit of a hard to understand mechanic. And so after playing through it and feeling this way, I talked to Myhiro here about that, and I mentioned that to him, and he said, well, why don't you just adjust the feature so it's easier for you to understand? So I went ahead and I put a lot of work into fine-tuning this and making it something that is probably more easy to understand overall.
What do you think makes you so special? Birth? Blood? We fight to end the aristocracy, not to become it.
So we've done quite a bit of fine-tuning to the different stats of the characters. And of course, from the original version, we had Final Fantasy VII's Cloud appear as a guest character, and he will be making his return as well. And some people might remember that Cloud was a little hard to use and utilize within your party, but we have made some different tweaks that do improve upon that. And in order to use his special limit abilities, you needed a specific sword. But luckily for the Ivalice Chronicles, when Cloud joins your party, he already has this sword. So I hope that everyone will play and go and discover what is where the original sword was.
There is a dangerous individual aboard. I have to stop him first.
Star Trek Infection is not just a VR game, but it's also something we haven't really seen before. A survival horror set in the Star Trek universe. You play as a Vulcan Starfleet officer sent on a mission aboard the USS Lumen, but something has gone horribly wrong. There's no crew in sight, and
az nagyon tetszett egyébként, és azt sajnálom, hogy VR only cucc. Mondjuk, ha Péter és Kének, ha valószínűleg meg fogják azt csinálni egy idő után, hogyha lesz akkora tábora a játéknak, hogy mint ugye a Half-Life-nél is, hogy no VR modot fognak hozzá kiadni, de nem hiszem egyébként. Nem hiszem.
There's a whole load of stuff here that Star Trek fans are going to love. You can Vulcan nerve pinch your enemies like an evil masseuse and set your phasers to stun or kill, whichever takes your fancy. Star Trek Infection is coming to Quest 3 later this year, with a Steam version to follow soon after. So if you've always dreamed of combining horror, VR and Star Trek, then you can make it so. Did that reference make sense? I hope that made sense.
Up next, we're going to speak to the developers over at Reanimal about their visceral-looking title.
Reanimalről lesz most szó.
I'm Dave Mervick, I'm the narrative director at Sarsha Studios. We're here at Gamescom showing off our demo for Reanimal. Reanimal is about a group of 5 orphans, and you play as 2 of them, these siblings, whose job it is really to get around by boat and on land from the different areas of what was once a nice place, tracking down your old friends, rescuing them, and obviously avoiding the unpleasantries along the way. At the core of this whole world and during their backstory is a violence, and violence really is seeping through the pores of this game, in the music, in the way that we illustrate the world, and in the things the kids face. And bit by bit, as you rescue each of your friends, you build up a picture of what it is that's gone on between these kids and why they need to get back together again.
Nagyon moody, yes.
These children are actually older than the characters that in our previous games, in Little Nightmares, for example. But there is a balance that we like, because we like to create these quite unpleasant worlds, and Reanimal is a much darker tale. But when you drop kids into the center of this, into a world that doesn't like them very much, there's a nice kind of juxtaposition there. When you've got these kids facing darker themes, then maybe that pushes it a bit too hard, but now we've got multiplayer, then that brings the needle back to that sweet spot that we like to strike without being
Szia,
too
Póker,
charged.
lesz-e, ugye most az így részt vesz-e? Nem emlékszem, hogy részt vett volna. Nem is emlékszem, hogy be lett volna mutatva tőlük bármi. De amúgy a Gamescomnak az oldalán ezt meg lehet pontosabban nézni, ez most egy ilyen best of a FutureGames show-nak a részéről, és egyébként ezzel az adással körülbelül le is lezárva a Gamescom idénre.
Reanimal for us is
de én nem emlékszem, lett volna bármilyen EA produktum.
To recognize, what the kind of games that we like to make. We're trying new things, that we're bringing them at a darker world, that they get to play together at last. The camera as well, we've done so much work on the camera so that players feel scared together. It's been one of our guiding lights since the very beginning of the project. The Gamescom demo and the full game of Reanimal is fully playable in single player, couch co-op and online co-op. Reanimal's coming Q1 2026 to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox and Switch 2. So
tehát jövő év elején, a Q1-ben fog jönni, és ezt lehet egyedül, lokálkóban vagy online multiplayerben nyomni. Amúgy érdekesnek tűnik, szóval kapunk egy PvZ Replanted-ről egy gameplay trailert, de hát nem. Sajnos nem volt. Jézusom, mert amúgy a Trendy Zombie szerintem nem is nagyon követeli a gameplay reveal-t vagy bemutatót. Van annyira kult játék, hogy azt ismerik az emberek.
I'm here with Luigi, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about By Sweet Carol. Let's go.
So By Sweet Carol is a 2D animated game completely made by hand, and the game is about Sarah Benson looking for her best friend Carol and discovering what happened to her. But in the meantime, Mr. Kin, the villain of the story, is gonna chase Sarah and hunt her down. So it's up to the player to discover what happened. And when it's out, Obscure-nál.
Oh, that's been escalated pitch.
Hogy ezt hamar bemutatnak.
Sarah's going to tell you everything you need to know about Star Trek Voyager across the unknown. Let's go.
Az Expedition 33-nél is, hogy nem megjelent egyetlen bejelentve, vagy bemutatva az, hogy ilyen kis bakelit lemezt adtak hozzá ki, meg mit tudom én. Hát a Limited Run, vagy ilyesmi. Hát,
I'm here with Saffron, who's going to tell you everything
de
you
ja,
need to know about
kíváncsi
Castaway.
Castaway is an adorable capybara adventure game where you play as a capybara and a crow that have been washed away to a mysterious island after a flood. There are lots of mysterious animals that you can meet, and you can make soup in our new demo. You can wish this right now on Steam, and it's coming out in 2026.
I hope you won't mind me saying, that sounds super. But that has also been escalator pitch. Yes, I said I'm here with David, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Silica. Let's go.
Silica is a sci-fi game when we
are
combining
two
genres together. Real-time strategy
and
first-person action shooter. You fight over the planet of Monsters against aliens or against humans if you are an alien.
Ooh, amazing stuff. And when can people expect to play it?
Well, they can already play it. It's out in early access and you can check it out on Steam.
Perfect. That's been escalator pitch. I'm here with Thibaut, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Eversiege. Let's go.
So it is Eversiege. You play this badass armor to liberate Bastion, and for that we'll mix together walnut genres, the level of MOBA, the management of RTS, and the replayability of roguelites.
That sounds amazing. And when can people get their hands on it?
We should be in early access end of this
Aranyosak egyébként, de hogy szerintem, hogy 15-tel több olyan kapibarás játék van, amit kéne lennie.
World of Tanks Heat is hero shooter meets tank action. You select your agent,
Ezt nem mondta ki komolyan. Ezt emlékszem már, hogy ez egy VOT hero shooter, bazd meg, vágod?
That sounds amazing, and that, my friends, has been Escalator Pitch. I'm here with Luca, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Bloodgrounds. Let's go!
Bloodgrounds is a gladiator turn-based tactical game. It has city management and team management. It's based on the Heroes of Might and Magic and all the great strategy games.
Oh.
Yeah, it's set in a Roman Empire with a fantasy twist and
Hát ez már az. Szóval hát én nagyon gyors tankokkal fogsz lövöldözni, de úgy volt a VOT 2.0 is egyébként.
First ever real capture the flag shooter where you can hide the flag anywhere in the map with your team of 5.
Az előző game egyébként izgalmasnak, érdekesnek tűnt, hogyha ténylegesen a Heroes of Might and Magic játékokra alapszik, vagy abból vett inspirációt.
I'm here with Eric, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Coins, Crowns, and Cabal. Let's go!
I'm Eric from Magni Games. We're making Coins, Crown, and Cabal. It's an economic, political, and trading online simulation, and you take on the role of a simple merchant as you turn a rundown settlement into a thriving medieval empire.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And when is the game out?
It's out next year, and put it on your wish list.
Amazing stuff. That has been Escalator Pitch. I'm here with Kurt, who's going to tell you everything you need to know about Stormforged. Go!
So, Stormforged is an open-world survival crafting game, and you can imagine it as basically take some French graphic novel, take some anime like Miyazaki, put that together with magical storms that are based on real-world tornadoes, just ripping stuff up, throwing it around, and then mix that together and make it really, really easy to mod.
Ooh, and when's Stormforged coming out?
It's coming out in early 2026.
And that was Escalator Pitch.
What's up, everyone? I'm Raphael.
This is Andre.
And we're here to tell you all you need to know about Nine Kings, a game where you have 9 tiles,
99 cards,
999 troops,
9,999 ways to break the game.
And if you buy the game right now, you can help us get to 999,999 copies. If you do that today, we're gonna be eternally grateful. Please take a shot.
Guys, I told you, as good as your game is, you can't steal my microphones.
I'm very sorry.
And that was Escalator Pitch.
Remélem valakit, hogy az esküvődésre hogy találnak
My kingdom for a
interjúzni.
set of motorized mechanical stairs. One day, my sweet. Well, while I ride this beauty up to heaven itself, why don't you check out this developer interview with the makers of Anno 117 Pax Romana.
A izének van egyébként egy ilyen jelenetem.
I'm the executive producer on
A Dispatchnek, nem tudom, ez mennyire vágjátok azt a játékot. Azt hiszem, hogy videóban is bemutattam egyébként már. Ez egy ilyen story game, ilyen lezüllött szuperhősökkel, meg mit tudom én. És abban van egy ilyen jelenet, amikor a budiban van a főhős, meg egy másik eset beszélgetnek. Meg egy nagyobb darab csávó bemutatja, hogy szokta az utolsó pár cseppet is kivacsarni magából.
Player seems to love it so far. We are super happy. It's a wonderful experience. That's the moment where you connect with
az a csávó, én vagyok.
as a game maker, this is something
nem én vagyok az egyetlen, akinek ennyire ízad a háta, mint az a csávónak. Gyűlölöm a nyarat, mikor ennyire meleg van és ennyire beizzadok be, az gyűlölöm.
The starting points can be very different. You can start in Latium, so a place inspired by ancient Rome. You can think about a lavender field and a very nice area, something lovely. Or you can go to something a bit more hard, like the Celtic world called Albion.
A Dispatch-em ezt nagyon röviden foglaltam most össze. Annyira nem izgalmas egyébként, de érdekes.
From the get-go where you want to start your province. Also for the first time, we're going to be releasing on console at launch. So you're going to be on PC, Xbox and PlayStation. So it's going to be something also fresh for newcomers. So what we are bringing here at Gamescom for the first time is Albion. That's the new part of the world inside of Anno 117 Pax Romana, inspired by the Celtic world. So you can imagine this misty, very rainy area where you will discover this new province, their inhabitants and their culture, everything that is unique to them, and how you will have to expand your power inside of that region is going to be up to you as a governor to see how to develop the Roman Empire in this crazy alien world.
So we are super excited to be at Gamescom and for the players who play the game for the first time, but
Még egyszer bejegyszek ezt a forgós animációt, én be fogok hányni. Nem. Szeptember 2-án jön a game. Ha vannak olyanok, akik ezeket a játékokat, amik ilyen szeptemberben megjelenős cuccok és nagyok, és bevegvegezi, Rick pénztárca.
Anno 117 Pax Romana is releasing on November the 13th this year.
Akkor nem értettem, mi volt a szeptember 2, de novemberben jön. Akkor is.
You can also wishlist, of course. We can pre-order. It's even better for us, of course. But don't wait because it's gonna come very soon, and we are super eager to see you in the game.
És Ubisoft Plus lesz a játék. Wow.
Just look at this booth, and a huge thank you to the developers of Anno 117 Pax Romana for that wonderful interview. Up next, I had some hands-on time with Cinder City, and here are my thoughts.
So we managed to play a new game called Cinder City,
Whoa.
which you might have seen under the previous game name of Project LLL. It's an MMO tactical shooter where post-apocalyptic Seoul is crawling with zombies and mechs. It's kind of like Call of Duty Zombies meets The Division. You're a father on a mission to find your daughter, and you can do this alone and go full Metal Gear Dad by slapping on a camo suit, turning invisible and sneaking past enemies like the world's most heavily armed chameleon, or you can squad up with up to 3 other players who will definitely not run straight into enemy fire while you're stealthing. So, if that fails, then why not hijack a mech? Because, nothing says parental determination like stealing a walking tank or shooting rocket launchers from a bloody helicopter. Oh, and this world isn't just pretty, it is reactive. Procedurally generated content changes based on your situation, meaning no 2 firefights play out exactly the same. And while there are nicely designed zombies to fight, who, by the way, make the most unnerving sounds, there is also whatever the fresh hell this thing is. I don't know its name, I don't want to know its name, but it's giving off big Rat King vibes from The Last of Us, so I'm just going to call him Arm King. Oh, and one last thing to remember, young Padawan, while you can pilot the mechs, there's always going to be a bigger mech. Cinder City drops in 2026 for PC and console, so get ready to save your daughter, save the world, and possibly punch a mech right in the face.
If that wasn't enough action for you, we've got a developer interview with the minds behind Phantom Blade Zero.
No.
Phantom Blade Zero is an action RPG, something in between a Souls game and Roller Skate or Witcher. But it's like a playable kung fu movie, so all the movements are motion captured by real kung fu masters.
Ezeket a keresnek bemutatták, tetszett. Nem adtam neki olyan hangot, de tetszett.
Many people will mistaken us for a Souls game, but we have very clear narrative and very clear navigation on the map. But it's not linear. It's semi-open. The smaller scale ARPG. Like one is a Souls game, the other is the hack and slash Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden game, but with very high speed, fast paced combat, because we all love different ways to fight, different slower or faster. Just like you play in Call of Duty or Battlefield, there are tons of guns you can choose from, right? So you can feel different range and different fighting style with different guns. So that we call it like gun porn or something. Yeah, we would call our game blade porn. We have 30 main weapons and more than 20 secondary weapons. You can pick 2 primary weapons and 2 secondary weapons, so all these 4 combined together.
Szerintem ez az interjút ajánlszva, amikor a legelsőnek be lett mutatva a Phantom Blade.
In the surface, you feel this is not a very powerful weapon because compared to those huge blades, but actually it's the hardest. Yeah, if you use it in the right way, and it's very elegant. We guide people to explore the map by story. Story is always most important. There are many accessible ways to navigate people around the map. But nowadays, because Souls genre is very influential, it's super complicated, no directions and everything, we even have a hand-drawn map that will guide you to the next boss. Because our point is to tell a story, to build our original world. We don't have like quests like help the old nannies to find a cat or unclog the toilet or something like that. Because sometimes we feel modern games, if you pack the game with side quests, maybe 80% of the quests are not something this hero should do.
I poisoned myself. And death will claim me long before I transform into one of those things.
There will be some challenge mode. You can fight the boss you have already defeated, but you can also forbid some of your weapons, ban some of your gears, and ban some of your accessories. The best scenario will be with only one sword to fight the boss. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero is a new game you'll never see before. So you're welcome to follow our social medias like X, TikTok, and Instagram and YouTube. First day will be on Steam, Epic Game, and PlayStation 5 and 5 Pro. In a normal PlayStation 5, we are targeting 2K on 60 FPS. And for those who has a great PC, and also for PlayStation 5 Pro, we have some advanced graphic effect. So stay tuned to our game and keep your eye on us. We will announce the releasing date this year within 2025.
Nice.
That was Phantom Blade Zero. Up next, we're off to the wild world of PVKK, where the devs have something very special to show us.
Ez menő volt. Ez a Phantom Blade amúgy érdekesnek tűnik, tényleg ez akármennyire ilyen Souls-like-nak tűnik, amúgy mondta is, hogy ez egy ilyen Souls-like és Witcher 3 kombó. Tehát olyan akció ARPG, vagy ARPG. Nagyon kíváncsi leszek erre. Bele kéne valahogy vetnem magamat egyébként az ilyesfajta játékokban, mert nagyon sok ilyen van. És azért, mert béna vagyok bennük, az nem kéne egy indok legyen, hogy ne játszak velük. Ezt szeretek, de mindig nem tudom hol tenni egyébként. Mert érdekesnek tűnik, de egyszerűen túl bonyolultnak is.
I got to play the PVKK demo on this. A real-life recreation of the missile control desk that I could touch with every single one of my disgusting digits. What a demo it was, though. There's genuinely nothing better than a big mad game with a big mad controller made specifically for that big mad game. I was spinning steering wheels, cranking levers, flipping switches, and smashing that launch control harder than a YouTube like button. And I don't want to brag and say that I was like the best at it or amazing or anything, but I did get a literal medal at the end of the demo, which, you know, I feel speaks for itself.
I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank my man here. Thanks so much.
Now, there's no denying that the version of PVKK you play at home is going to be very different to the experience I had, but I've got no doubt that that core gameplay loop of targeting, calibrating, and then shooting your enemies out of the sky is going to be just as addictive as the time I spent with it here at Gamescom. No release date for PVKK yet, but it'll be coming soon to Steam, so keep an eye on your radar and be ready to shoot this one out of the sky. And by shoot it out of the sky, I mean buy it.
Igazából azért érdekes, akinek esetleg benne van, aki benne van nagyobb a game development dolgokban, hogy ez Godóval lett készítve, az egy előző játék, nem a Metal Gear Solid.
Here with the marvelous Rosie Caddick from PlayStation Access. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. We've both played Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater today. What are your thoughts? Because full disclosure, I've never played the original, never played the OG. I know.
Oh, I loved it. Like literally, as soon as I went in there, seeing all of like the graphics being like
updated. Innen is borúztatásra volt Mr. Kojimának, Kojima-szánának. Pont ma van a szólnapja.
When he put like his camouflage makeup on his face.
Ehhez már nincsen közel Kojimának, elég régóta, de igen.
Like crackled and stuff a little bit. As you
know, az eredeti
mud, I don't really know how it works.
Metal Gear Solidokat ő csinálta.
One thing I was really excited to see was how they were going to do the new codec calls. And of course with the new character models, I thought it looked really great. You can like flick between perspectives of the characters. Like, you know, when they start off with their face like forward but slightly looking down, and then they can have like to the side.
Side profile.
So literally, every time a new character popped up, I of course went through. I kind
Every
of reached a
single
point.
mugshot.
Yeah. Did you hold R1 to see the first person perspective in cutscenes?
did. Yes, I did.
Done.
Is that
iconic
new?
thing. No, so that is original as well.
Oh, nice.
So
cool.
already, it's kind of like a bit of an iconic thing that when you see it, you're like, oh, like always look at the corner just to see like what the first person perspective looks like.
Yeah.
So when it did pop up again, of course, I was like, oh, it's back, I've got to see what it looks like in these new updated graphics.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West.
I died a fair bit going in. I was messing around with all kinds of stuff. I got killed by a crocodile a few times, or like an alligator in the mud bit, because you have to like wade your way through.
They can be violent.
I did think I could stab it with a knife, which is kind of on me.
Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, because they were on about how you should make sure that you feed yourself, right? Otherwise your stamina's going to go down, and you've got to hunt wildlife. And I was like,
you know, there's like snakes.
There's
in the
wildlife.
grass.
There is, yeah, because he is a snake eater. Haha.
And I was like, oh, snake in the grass or crocodile in the mud.
Imagine the meat.
Slow.
Imagine the meat on it. That was what I was thinking. That's going to keep me fed for days.
I really liked how the camouflage bar is now at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Which
I wonder why that changed.
Yeah, so literally, usually it used to be on the top right, but I just saw it pop up in like the center middle of the gameplay, and I was like, oh. But it's kind of like worked for me because since you're running around, Snake is in the middle pretty much of the screen, so it's like kind of all in one nice compact space.
Yeah, subtle UI updates, a brilliantly big graphic update, but more importantly, just it feels like it's an iconic game that hasn't lost that iconic flavor and that silliness. So yeah, this is the perspective from someone who's pretty much a noob and someone who's played the OG. So what more could you ask for? Thank you so much, Rosie, for joining me today on the Future Game Show. It's lovely to see you as always.
I've had a lovely time.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Up next, we're grinding, sliding, and choosing a path of violence because this is Denture Attack.
Na, nem is, ez is volt, tehát volt a óriáskedik is, de amúgy egy metróval, vagy vonattal, vagy jó fasz tudja, mivel mész.
Dance Attack in a nutshell is Tony Hawk but with Japanese trains. So you can imagine driving a train, doing these crazy tricks in a jet set radio style art. It's a future version of Japan where there's been a climate disaster and everyone has to live now in these dumb cities where air is purified.
Tehát az, hogy játszottak is valasz más, ez más élményt nyújtott nekik, igen.
Behind outside these dumb cities. All the infrastructure of the train railways have been abandoned. So some gangs have taken over them and invented this crazy sport called Dance Attack.
De hogy még rendesen boss harcok vannak. Ez egy Sonic játék is lehetne egyébként. Meg Tony Hawk játék is lehetne. Nagyon sok minden egyben.
Your main objective at the beginning is trying to beat the fastest train in existence, but from there are some nice surprises.
Igen, amúgy a grafika az tényleg menően néz
So
ki.
for the core gameplay, we have two layers. The first layer is just the basic driving, as we call it. So you
Basic
have to
driving,
move
igen.
with your train through Japan, going as fast as possible and get it to the end station.
Képzeld, hogy
on
mész
time.
Mosómagyaróvár egy ilyen vonattal, és ezt csinálják közben a mávos vonat.
So you have to make
Így
tricks,
forgom,
some of them are
tök nem tudja, mit
based on
csinál.
extreme sports games like kickflips, wall rides, dreams and all that. And then we have some more unique train tricks such as double drifting, rail switching, also crazy stuff you've seen in the trailer like driving a Ferris wheel.
Ezt mondtam, igen. Jó, és kemékkel vannak. Kanyarodsz a
So
vonattal.
the reference, of course, in terms of gameplay, there's Tony Hawk,
kurva.
Jet Set Radio, and those are the games that for us define how trick-based
Ha nem is fogok
game
ezzel
has to
játszani,
be. So
ez egy emlékezetes dolog, hogy
Persona 5 and outside games, we also took
hogy ez
inspiration
egy dolog.
from anime, of course. Manga like Initial
Manga
D.
like.
Yeah, and also even for the music, we think it's something really important, and we are super happy to be working with T. Lopez for that. So the game is basically a single player
Tehát nekem egyébként nagyon
experience. I
a
think what we tried with Dance
legutóbbi ilyen
Attack
Sonic
in the beginning
Frontiers,
is to
azt hiszem az volt a
give that
címe a
surprise
játéknak.
factor. When you first see a train
Nekem nagyon
tweaking
arra
and
emlékeztet
jumping and
egyébként
doing all
bizonyos
this crazy stuff.
tekintetben.
But we really wanted these surprises to keep coming, so each level has to feel fresh and surprising. So you start with that train,
hát az. Nincs az a mennyiségű drog, amit el tudnék fogyasztani, és ilyet tudnék kitalálni.
Is coming to PS5, Xbox Series and PC next year, 2026.
Jövőre jön.
If you enjoyed the trailer and the game, please wishlist it.
Up next, it is time to rock and roll all over the forces and faces of evil, because now it's time for my jam.
Ez egy early alpha footage. Majam, az a neve, hogy Majam. Amúgy? Kurva jó zene. Az a bal szélső zöld izé vagyok, aki dobol.
Coming up next, we're about to take on the forces of the sludge god themselves. Awesome name, by the way, because this is a developer interview with the minds behind John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Copyright. Copyrightot ellenítom.
Officer at Saber Interactive. Toxic Commando is a 4-player co-op game where you are part of a squad and you fight thousands and thousands of infected in this containment zone. We quickly realized that a lot of the ideas and the design was inspired by the iconic movies of Carpenter. So we reached out to him. He was super awesome. He's given feedback on story and plot. We have like cool, kick-ass John Carpenter music. He's led us to this personality and this uniqueness and this flavor and vibe that the game has, from the main menu to the story to the action. It has that Carpenter style to it. It was very inspirational. If you are a Carpenter fan, look for things that may represent those movies. When you see things, you're like, oh, that's from that movie, or oh, that's from that movie. Just keep your eyes open. Before playing Toxic Commando, you gotta watch 4 movies. You gotta watch Escape from New York, The Thing, the original Halloween, and Big Trouble in Little China. You'll get the horror, you'll get the action, and you'll get the over-the-top.
Nobody half-asses it this time. Ruby.
Ugh.
Rohadjanak előtte, hogy na mi van? Copyright vagy nem? Ám ez egy picit ilyen modern Left 4 Deadnek tűnik, meg legtöbb ilyen multiplayer shooter cuccnak. Ez lehet mondani, szóval jövőre jön. Jövő év elején. És crossplay is lesz benne. Ne figyelj!
Thank you very much to the devs over at John Carpenter's Toxic Commando for that interview. Up next, we are speaking to the legendary Suda51 about his upcoming project, Romeo is a Dead Man.
You're gonna die in about 15 seconds!
Seriously? Ezt láttam, ez nagyon elborult valami
I made this just in case. The Dead Gear life support system.
I'm Goich Suda, commonly known as Suda51. I'm the CEO of Grasshopper Manufacturer. On Romeo is a Dead Man, been working as producer and director, scenario writer, and I've also been doing some debugging as well.
From now on, you're Dead Man!
Everybody loves Back to the Future, right? Well, basically what Romeo is a Dead Man is what if in Back to the
Mikor ezt még be lehet mutatni, nem emlékszem, hogy lett volna gameplay, szóval ez új. Legalábbis nekem így hirtelen. De a trailer alapján nem annyira nem győzött meg, nagyon elborultnak tűnik. Itt annyira nem, tehát ez egy ilyen Vises Chainsaw Man, vagy Temus Chainsaw Mannek ígérkezik eddig. De nem tudom. Ez csak a karakterdesign. A karakterdesign az mindenképp az. Nekem Chainsaw Man vibe-ot hoz.
And then I was like, okay, well, what if I just like mashed up all these ideas together with like Back to the Future and Rick and Morty and time travel and zombies and yeah, it was pretty difficult to like take all these different elements and actually make them fit together. But yeah, we did our best. It's basically sort of a fast-paced action game, you know, like a lot of the games that we've done. And there's a couple things that I'm really looking forward to seeing how players
amúgy most...
It's not
ne undorít
like
ez a
parry-based
baszki.
combat, it's more dodge-based movement during combat and stuff. I think we did a pretty good job with that. Also, there's, I guess the most understandable way to put it would be basically zombie cultivation. There's not only enemy zombies in the game, they're called rotters, but there's also another type of zombies that are known as bastards, which you grow yourself and like in a garden, and they become your pals. And you can sort of equip them and like use them as skills, like activate them during battle. I think that part in particular, it's something that you're probably not going to find in any other game, and it's pretty interesting and fun to play with, all the different combinations and mechanics. That's something that I'm really looking forward to players checking out and see what they think.
Huh? That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a spirit? I'm on your back. What?
So, you know, here at Gamescom, we've been meeting with a lot of people from the media, having them, you know, play the demo, doing interviews and stuff like this. So far, the response from people who have played the game has been really good. People saying stuff like, you know, this is the best game at Gamescom right now. This is the #1 title here. May even exist somewhere, as far as I know. But I think it's doing pretty good. Once you start reading the articles and watching the videos that are going to be coming out of this trip here to Gamescom, you'll get a pretty good idea of what kind of game it is, what to expect. So yeah, look forward to it. It's going to be an awesome game. So Romeo's a Dead Man will be coming out next year, probably. And it'll be coming out on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. We're hoping to get it on Switch too. It's not definite yet. We're still working on it. But yeah, also we're not sure if it's going to be coming out before GTA 6 or after GTA 6 or
Hát igen, jövőre a GTA 6 is.
Release it on the same day, we're not sure yet.
Egy nap van a GTA 6-tal, hát akkor ez el is könyvelhetik bukásnak.
Thank you very much to Suda51 for that amazing developer interview. Up
Dying
next,
Light
we're
the
off to
Beast.
the world of Dying Light the Beast, where we also spoke to the devs about what makes this latest installment so utterly chaotic.
Aki nem szereti az undorító dolgokat, az most ne nézze.
I'm Nathan Lemaire. I'm the game director for Dying Light the Beast. In Dying Light the Beast, we are playing as Kyle Crane, the returning hero from the first Dying Light. He was actually being held captive for 13 years, and he was being experimented on. So when he escapes, basically he's just seeking revenge against the people that are actually like used him as a test subject. What was important for us for Dying Light the Beast is that we took the best from Dying Light 1, the best from Dying Light 2, and we put it together to create this kind of best experience possible. So you will get back to with a parkour that is more grounded, more physical, more closer to Dying Light 1 feeling. Same is for like the physicality and the hit reaction on zombies. Like we wanted to make a step forward and to make sure that hitting zombies just feels fun and, you know, kinda diverse. Like there is no situation that is the same. It's always like kinda renewing itself because
ez a Beast, ez igen. Hát itt az első játéknak a főhősével játszunk, ha jól emlékszem, jól tudom egyébként, akin 13 évig különféle kísérleteket végeztek el, és egy ilyen szuperemberré vált lényegében, egy ilyen mutáns emberré.
It's a beautiful zombie apocalypse, I can say, because this is where people would go to vacations before the fall happened. A very good setting as well because it's very diverse, I would say. You have like you have a city, you have industrial park, and some other biomes that make the game always kinda renewing itself.
Ha Ragdoll ilyen lesz játékban, az menő lesz. Ezt a Blade Launcher-t, ezt a porkaiból lopták, csak mondom. A 6. részben volt a CD dispenser cucc, amilyen Macarénát játszotta, azt hiszem.
The Beast mode is one of our, new feature. Like it features a complete new skill tree, and it's really an ability that grows over time with Kyle. It's also a central part of the story itself. And with the Beast mode, we wanted to have like this kind of very like unleashing power, where suddenly
széttépi az embert, meg ilyesmi.
not a prey.
A 16-os Doom, vagy még utána az Eternal is inkább.
Tear them apart completely, use your ability to jump higher, run faster, and it's like really have the ultimate kind of ability for Kyle Crane. So Dying Light the Beast is coming out September 19th on PS5, Xbox One X.
September 19th, mondott?
September 19th.
19-én jön, így van. Szia Barna, hello bello. Most jöttünk az a wow.
That was the Future Games show Best of Gamescom. Hope you enjoyed it.
Na, pont az utolsó játékra értéked a Barna. Mi újság egyébként?
No, absolutely. Don't come for us. If you want to wishlist any of the games in this show or any of our shows, go to the Future Games Show Steam page.
But until then, take care of yourselves and we'll see you soon. Bye!
Hello.
Can I go play Lego Batman then?
Yeah, go on then. Go on, off you go.
Be safe. Be nice to the other kids.
He's slint. Oh, he's crying.
Volt valami ez ki?
Go on, let's go, Evan.
Annyira amúgy nem. Inkább csak egy ilyen recap volt az egész egész mindenségről. Meg ilyen egy-két speckó, meg új interjú. De annyi biztos, hogy ezt jövőre nem fogjuk nézni. Nem, hogy tök jó volt. Nem, azért nem fogjuk nézni, mert igazából ez no offense, de tényleg. Köszönöm. Kinek no offense, nekem? Viccelek. Igen, egyébként én egy picit átverve éreztem most magam így ennek a végére. De előtte, mert belemegyek itt a nagy részletekbe, ezért érdemes, srácok, amúgy élőben nézni a streameket, szóval csatlakozzatok a Discord szerverhez, a leírásban ott van, mert még így a adott content után még egy picit beszélgetek a chattel, meg ilyesmi, szóval tehát akik még itt vannak a streamen, maradjatok itt, mindjárt beszélünk egy picit még erről, de viszont a VOD nézőktől most itt elbúcsúzunk, meg így itt el lesz vágva, szóval sziasztok!